What's up, YouTube? I'm the Animation Analyst, and this is my commentary on My Little Pony Friend to His Magic Season 4, Episode 12, called Pinkie Pride. So here we go with this little opening with our new character for this episode, Cheese Sandwich, voiced by the ever-popular Weird Al Yankovic. And I'm just gonna say it right now, I think that's a completely stupid name. But just think of this. If my biggest problem with the character is his name, that's gotta say how much I like the character. And I really do like Cheese Sandwich, and I really hope he does come back at some point if Weird Al ever decides to come back. And considering how well he knows some of the stuff on the show, I think Josh Scorcher said in the Silver Quill review that William Anderson used to be part of Weird Al's band. I haven't found confirmation of that, but that could be true. I think besides Power Ponies, this was the most hyped up episode of Season 4, mainly because of it guest starring Weird Al Yankovic. And I'm gonna say right now, I'm not the hugest fan of Weird Al Yankovic, but I have listened to a few of his songs, and I did like what I heard. So I can understand why everyone was so hyped up for Weird Al in this episode. And I thought for the most part he does a good job at his character in this episode. And of course, this is the second musical episode of the series after Magical Mystery Cure. I'm not going to say which one I prefer, Magical Mystery Cure, but that's just my personal preference anyway. Just for me, eh? My birthday's not for a few more months. Well, at least at the time of this recording. So apparently the story of this episode was done by Jason Thiessen. That's pretty interesting. Again, comparing this to Magical Mystery Cure as a musical episode, I do think that this episode in terms of story is better paced, but there are still a few things that bother me, but I'll get to those when we get to those. So we have this first song, which is very reminiscent of the opening song from Beauty and the Beast. We get to see Pumpkin again, that's nice. And for the first time, Diamond Tiara sings. And as much as I hate Diamond Tiara, even I can admit she actually does have a pretty good singing voice. And I love that how Silver Spoon just takes her milkshake back after Diamond Tiara tries to steal it. And I love how when they pour all the paint into Pinkie's bag, it just turns into a brown color. That's a little visual gag that I really like. I swear, the citizens of Ponyville must have multiple personality syndrome. Sometimes they can be really big jerks, but sometimes they can be really nice and happy, like in this episode. And now all the paints are just back to their normal colors. Normally I would question that, but at this point I've learned not to question any of Pinkie Pie's antics. Just to say, this is a really nice song. I like all the songs in this episode, just like in Magical Mystery Cure. I love every single song, and it adds to my enjoyment of the episode. So I guess we can just say that the air date for this episode, I can't remember right off the top of my head, is going to be the canon birthday for Rainbow Dash, because they did use the date for the air date of Party of One for Pinkie's birthday, so I guess we can use the air date for this episode for Rainbow Dash's birthday. And this is one of the few times we see, I think this is the first time we've seen Pinkie take partying so seriously. Though I guess it's because she's throwing a birthday party for one of her best friends, so I guess that might have to do with it. And going back to what she did with Fluttershy, that's one of the only minor things I don't like in this episode. Though it's more accentuated in a later episode of Season 4. Gee, I wonder who this pony could be. I mean, it's not like we were shown him a few minutes ago.
Name's Cheese Sandwich.
Gee, I never would have guessed. Well, what a hunky coinky dink. When it comes to Weird Al doing the serious voice for his Cheese Sandwich character, I think it's kind of hard to tell that it really is Weird Al, but it's when he goes all super happy and everything where you can kind of tell more that it's Weird Al Yankovic.
If there's a party in need, there I'll be. Be it wingding, hoedown, hootenanny, or shindig.
Hootenanny, that's a very good word. I like that. It's Amy Keating Rogers episodes that always have a bunch of alliteration, which I have no problem with because you could say that I highly admire alliteration. See what I did there? Lol. And of course, everyone's pointing out, like, who moves on their birthday. Though, again, Josh Scorcher in the Silver Quill review, the review he did with Silver Quill, he said that he moved on his birthday. Though then again, he has the excuse of being in the military. And this is the first song in the episode with Weird Al's character, Cheese Sandwich. And strangely enough, Weird Al Yankovic didn't do any of the accordion music in this episode at all, so props to William Anderson for getting the music right in this episode, because it sounds like something that Weird Al would compose. This is probably one of my favorite songs of the episode. And they're just partying on like a giant pizza. A piñata filled with cake, that sounds awesome. And a fruit punch lake, that sounds even more awesome. And just a giant hippo. I would never be lame on one of Cheese Sandwich's parties. So, Hawaiian shirt, so now Hawaii is confirmed to be in Equestria. Hi, Derpy! And this is like one thing that a lot of people have pointed out as them having a problem with this episode, like how everyone just quickly abandons Pinkie Pie. Though to be fair, if you saw something new in town, like, you'd be interested in it too, so it's just I don't know. And Pinkie Pie is very sad. While Pinkie Pie may be my least favorite of the main six, and I might explain that at some other time, like, even I don't like to see Pinkie, or any of the characters for that matter, be sad. Because them being sad makes me sad.
We're so lucky to have you here.
Just doing my job, little fillies.
I mean, Pinkie Pie's parties are fun and sweet and all, but now this party's gonna be
Epic?
They really like using that word a lot in this episode, the word epic.
No offense.
Why has epic just become such a popularly used word these days? I like that little puppy noise she makes more to signify that she's sad. When Cheese Sandwich plans a party, he really plans a party. Hi, Derpy!
He's already looking way cooler. You are my kind of party pony, Cheese Sandwich.
You got that right, Rainbow Dash. All right.
Why couldn't any of my birthday parties be this awesome? Because my family sucks. No, just kidding, my family's awesome. We have more sad Pinkie Pie. Don't mind me, just watering the ground.
He obviously has what it takes to do it all by himself.
And again, people say that Twilight should have at least questioned why Pinkie's acting so weird. Though it's more so Pinkie's fault, because she's intentionally making herself more sad than she really should be. And just to say, I really like that forced grin that Pinkie Pie had on her face, like, yee! And here we have the next song in the episode, Pinkie's Lament. I was never sure if it's pronounced lament or lament. I keep hearing different ways people pronounce it. And especially in like the last third of this song, this becomes a very Disney-esque sort of song, similar to This Day aria. It's sort of like that, what's the song called in Magical Mystery Cure, like, I've Gotta Find a Way, where it's the song that's supposed to make you feel because it's all shad. Yes, I did just say that. Oh yes, because that'll really work, Pinkie. I mean, I know party are Pinkie's big things, but doesn't she know that that would never work in, like, construction or whatever? Who cares? That sounds way more sad than it should. And here we have lots and lots of continuity with all the callbacks to, like, Pinkie when she threw her first party, and when she threw that party for Twilight in the first episode of the entire series. Yes, she didn't. Yes, Gummy looks very enthralled. You can say that again, because Love is in Bloom is an awesome song. And this is where everything becomes all happy again. Again, this is where I think it becomes a sort of like Disney-esque song, with like a lot of soul in it, which you wouldn't expect from a Pinkie Pie song. The last time a Pinkie Pie song had this much like soul or power, I guess is a good word. I don't know. Is like in it's like in like the Smile song. And this whole outfit that Pinkie puts on is, I think it's the same outfit she wore in Dragon Shy, minus the water flippers. Hi, Derpy. You know, if I were Derpy too, I'd probably be doing the same thing, like just putting my mouth in like the chocolate fountain. Because honestly, who doesn't love chocolate? People who don't like chocolate are crazy. And no, I'm not counting people who are allergic to it. They have an excuse. I can very much agree with that sentiment.
I can't believe it. Ooh, that is
Hmm. Oh yeah, and this. What is with that fucking face? I remember literally the first time I watched this episode, I had a double take. I'm like, what the hell? Because, seriously, what is up with that fucking face? Cheese Sandwich looks pretty good in that fez, I'm not gonna lie. It's funny because Cheese Sandwich said that earlier, and now she's saying it. Seems fair enough. And like what Cheese said earlier with like, this cheese has stood alone for a long time, I think that's a reference to like the farmer in the dough with like, the cheese stands alone, and I'm not gonna sing the rest of it because I'm a terrible singer. Well, fuck. I'm just gonna say this is one of them. I think this is one of the most funny episodes of the entire series. I mean, at this point, the last time I had laughed so hard at an episode of the show was in Keep Calm and Flutter On, and I found that episode to be absolutely hilarious. And like that ridiculous getup that Cheese Sandwich is wearing. Does this really surprise you, Rainbow Dash? Exactly. And we get to see Matilda again, that's nice, I guess. Synonyms for the win, motherfucker. What the fuck is with that mouse in the tuba? And it just walks away. Seems fair enough.
What could be better?
It's funny because Rainbow Dash usually loves competition. And there were two Colgates for some reason.
I was ready before I was born.
Damn, son! And Twilight actually using her wings for once. That's cool. And here we have what everyone considers to be the highlight of the episode, the goof off, and I can very much agree with that. This whole sequence is full of hilarious things going on. I wonder if anyone's made an endless gif yet of Rainbow Dash just eating those cupcakes over and over. And there's a pony voiced by Weird Al Yankovic playing the accordion while rolling on a giant cheese wheel. Your argument is invalid. Again, I said my only problem with Cheese Sandwich was the name, though I do think that from what I've heard, the cheese name is a reference to how Weird Al Yankovic mentions cheese a lot in his songs. And I love how the bubble wand for the bubbles is like taped to Pinkie's hoof. And this bit right here, my first reaction to this is like this whole live action skit here. I remember my first reaction, I'm like, what the fuck? And then I was in stitches. I was laughing so hard. I was not expecting it. And then I was laughing even harder with the live action alligator gummy. And to seal the deal, Cheese Sandwich sings his own version of the Smile song, proving that he really is Weird Al Yankovic in pony form. That is how you do a clever reference. And again, to prove how much awesome Cheese Sandwich is, instead of a party cannon, he has a party howitzer. That is fucking wow. And what Pinkie sings there is a Spanish song about a piñata. I can't remember what it translates out to in one. I'll probably leave in the description what it spells out to. And I didn't notice it the first time watching, but those streamers actually do go in the shape of like the rainbow effect that always goes in every character's eyes in these key episodes of Season 4. Alliteration for the win. I wonder what was he gonna do with that seal and like the amplification horn or whatever you would call it. And I do really like this one with Pinkie, like showing how mature she is by recognizing that because Rainbow Dash wasn't having fun, that she decides to forfeit the goof off. Though the scene he makes an argument for a certain characterization of Pinkie in a future episode, complete. Ugh. But I'll get to that if I ever do a commentary of that episode. Okay, I know Pinkie like lost the goof off and everything, but does she really have to leave Ponyville? I mean, it's just one party. But then again, I guess it's just for the sake of drama, and I'm all for some good drama. Huh, title drop. She's Pinkie Pie and she had some pride. Pinkie Pride. Yeah, it's not that funny. Yeah, Pinkie Pie like acknowledging her mistake.
Sure, Cheese Sandwich is a great guest party pony, but you're Ponyville's permanent party pony.
Try saying that 3 times fast. Amy Keating Rogers really likes using alliteration, and like I said, I adore alliteration.
I never meant to take your place in Ponyville.
I really like how they don't make Cheese Sandwich like an alt-right villain, but he's just like an antagonist for Pinkie. And yes, there is a difference. And here we have one of the last songs of the episode where we hear the backstory of Cheese Sandwich. And it's a lot more mellow and a nice contrast from the other episodes that Cheese Sandwich sang. All 2 of them. So we went from being a Fluttershy into a Pinkie Pie. That's very interesting. Well, more like fumbled, but whatever floats your boat, I guess. I like how we even see like Philly versions of ponies like Cheerilee and like... And I think up here, we see Bon Bon and even a Philly Derpy again. I think the only other time we had seen a Philly Derpy was in Cutie Pox. Now Equestria is being infected by giant cheese sandwiches. What a delicious apocalypse that would be. And the idea that Pinkie Pie was the one who inspired him to throw parties is very sweet and very heartwarming. It brought a huge smile to my face when I first watched this episode. Swear on Camembert, I never thought I'd ever hear that.
It's my birthversary, and you've gotta throw me a bash.
Way to kill the mood, Rainbow Dash. Oh well, that's just Rainbow Dash being Rainbow Dash, and I'm okay with that. Because Rainbow Dash is awesome. And we have a reprise of the Pinkie Party Planner song, I think that's what it's called. If I ever lived in Equestria, I'd want Pinkie Pie and Cheese Sandwich to plan my birth-anniversary bash. That is, if I had a birth-anniversary to begin with. And next we have And we even saw a pelican there. I wonder if it's the same pelican who dropped the pinata on Rainbow Dash, and maybe he came to apologize if that's something, I don't know. Anyway, we have the final song of the episode called... Fuck, I just forgot what the song was called. Great job on my part. I think it's just called Make a Wish, actually. And there are 21 candles on that birthday cake, meaning Rainbow Dash is now at least old enough to drink legally. I don't know why, but I really like the smooth animation of that dance the other ponies were doing there. And I find when Rainbow Dash jumps into like the camera there, I find that pretty cute, to be honest.
I gotta tell you, you and Pinkie have totally made this the best birthday anniversary super combo ever.
I don't think I'd ever be able to hear that in any other episode of the show. Well, of course I wouldn't. And now that he's done his job, Cheese Sandwich is leaving, unfortunately. Aww.
Just a little memento of my visit.
And here we have the key for Pinkie Pie. As of the time of this recording, the finale hasn't come out yet, so I'm not sure how all these are supposed to unlock that box with like a pool of like some thread, like a pin and a rubber chicken are supposed to open up a box, but I don't know. And apparently what Pinkie said there was a reference to like how Cheese Sandwich Get Up is a reference to the man with no name. So her saying that she never got that pony's name was apparently supposed to be a reference. But if you don't get the reference, it just looks like Pinkie Pie just forgot someone who sang a song about who he was and stuff. I don't know, it's not a great reference, but it's one of the only sour points of the episode. But anyway, with that having been said, that was Pinkie Pride. My final thoughts. After having watched it so many times, through like commentaries and everything, this went from being one of my favorites of Season 4 to being my absolute favorite episode of Season 4. And as such, one of my 10 favorites of the entire series. I think, like, it's my favorite Pinkie Pie episode. Like, for the longest time, Party of One remained as my favorite Pinkie Pie episode. But this is beating it out because of how flippin' awesome it is. First off, Cheese Sandwich with Weird Al. Weird Al Yankovic did a great job of voicing in Cheese Sandwich. Though he does, some of his Weird Al voice does kind of come through, but it's not too bad. And it's a celebrity episode done right, where like it references things about Weird Al, but you don't feel like it's being shoved in your face, unlike celebrity episodes from like The Simpsons or something. But the conflict is a good one for Pinkie, and I really like how it shows her being like more mature and everything. All the songs were enjoyable. There were a lot of great jokes. It's just a very fun and enjoyable episode. I love it. But anyway, that was my commentary of Pinkie Pride. I hope you all enjoyed it. I'm the Animation Analyst, and I'll see you guys some other time. Peace out.